The owners of this tower property asked us to do some extra cleanup. I think they've got some sort of an inspection, maintenance. I really don't know what it is coming in here. But we've left this inside the fence the whole time that we've lived here. So it's quite grown up in there. There's no way to get any equipment in there, any tractors anyway. So we're gonna be doing all this by hand. I did a little bit of it the other night, and well, you can see a little bit of the pile here that I got out of there. I decided to stop. I thought it was a good chance for a video. We've got some hand tools that, well, are a little more advanced than some folks might have. Thought it might be a good opportunity to show some of these and show them in action. Let's get started. There was some big stuff around the tower itself. I got in there with the saw the other night. Oh, when I say the saw, I got to show you the saw.
That's not a saw, that's a toy.
This is what I used. And it's got a, I don't know, a 3 or 4 inch chain on it. It doesn't have an automatic chain oiler. It says to oil the chain each time you charge the battery, so. So that's what I've done. The other tool that I've used here is this Combi System. This is a new design on the Combi. I've shown you the other one. The other one required a cord back to the motor part, and then you had to wear a big vest, very expensive vest with a big battery, and it probably would have lasted most of the day, I don't know, but it was very heavy just to wear and cumbersome, and then that cord and all. This one takes the same batteries as our chainsaws. And I like it because it's balanced, right? The battery actually gives it a good balance to the head. If you watched that prior episode where we were using the brooms, it was very heavy on the front because, well, there wasn't any much weight in here. So the other thing we got is a chopping blade here. And again, with that little 4-inch chainsaw and this tool right here, I'm not even sure what that's called, I was able to get this much of it cleaned out like you see. First time you've ever used this thing, right, Christy?
Yeah.
Just, yeah, squeeze those 2 triggers.
Wow. It's quick and very lightweight.
Yeah, I found that I could carry the saw in one hand while I was dragging the tree out then, right? So I didn't have to put the saw down to carry it out. These are blackberries, I think. So cutting them is not near as much of a problem as getting them separated and out here.
Too bad we can't get the grapple in here.
Yeah, a grapple would be great here, right? Of course, if I could get a grapple in here, I could get a brush mower in here and the whole thing would be done. Yeah, I probably should have had long sleeves on. It's not that hot this morning, but it is really humid. Oh, that's what I was afraid of. Come on, get it over there, Tim. The jury's out on whether I want to use this shoulder strap or not. It's nice to kind of hold the thing like this, right? And I've got it fairly well balanced. But I find myself picking it up when I'm using it. So maybe it's not really even necessary. Timber.
Yep.
Rule number 1, don't fall a tree on yourself.
Yeah. That little saw is amazing.
Now the saw comes with only 1 battery. That's probably the weak spot. And it's a really small battery, which is good for being lightweight. It's amazing how quick this is going. Push your thummy thingy. Did it quit? Oh, hold it. Don't get your fingers near it while you're squeezing.
It wasn't squeezing.
Now, I had it jammed up a couple times. Okay, take a battery out. Right there. Squeeze both hands. Now, all I had to do was loosen this. It's just a hand screw here. And sometimes I could get it freed up like that.
Ah.
And sometimes I had to take it all the way off.
Should have gotten the other.
No, that saw is fine. You'll kind of learn its limitations. I'm not even really sure I understand what jams it up, and I'm not sure I've got it free yet, but yeah. There, it's jammed up again. Now, this time it's actually come off the track.
Okay.
So
I see a piece of bark or something in there.
Yeah, we'll learn as we go along
Oh, you
here.
could take that all the way off.
Oh yeah, that comes all the way off. It's just a little more painful when you to put back on if you take it all the way off. It's really steamy here this morning.
Yeah.
And then you have to pull on this. Once you get it kind of started, you have to pull on the bar to make sure you get the chain tight. That's the only mechanism to tighten the chain, is you pulling with your fingers.
Okay.
You want the chain pretty tight. I think that'll help keep it from...
What's this called?
GTA 26. I don't know. You're acting like for a name, you mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a mini chainsaw.
Okay.
It works, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Now, guys, it's not going to replace even that 12-inch battery saw that we have. That's not the point. But the point is, it's very handy for limbing type situations, especially for a lady.
Absolutely.
Now, I can do some trees with this rig, like this little cedar here I'll be able to get. But that's kind of its limit. I've done this for about 2 minutes. Good time to stop and talk, right? Yeah, I don't like doing the handwork any more than anyone else, probably less than a lot. But there's no way to get a tractor in here. So my intent is to, once we get this cleaned out, to spray it in here. I need to find something to spray to keep these trees from sprouting back up. Someone said something about Tordon. I don't know if I can just spray that all over or if that's supposed to be stump by stump, and then I'm just going to spray it with some sort of weed killer to try to keep it down. We're not trying to make it pretty in here. We just don't want it to grow up. So that's the objective over the long term. Yeah, I probably should have kept this down, but hey, I knew it was manual labor and I wasn't sure it was ever going to be used again. I kind of thought maybe this tower was going to be torn down, so I didn't really worry about it. I was just trying to keep the big area, sort of clean and nice and not even worry about this building. But who knows, they may use it again. Some of these may be raspberries instead of blackberries. Another good thing about this electric equipment is you don't have to worry much about hearing protection. It's not very loud. At first I was really worried about getting it into the fence or one of these posts, but less so now. I've bumped it a few times and it's not a very aggressive cutting blade. So it kind of, well, there I hit the fence again. So it kind of lets you get away with it without tearing anything up.
It's stuck to the building.
Yeah, it is. I think it's partially got a grapevine in it.
Oh. Yep. So I went in from the other side.
Yeah, about a third or half, and now come in from this side and finish. So you saw the downside first.
Wow.
Some of these big ones I can't throw over the fence. I have to pull them all the way. I'm sure this looks like a Stihl commercial to our viewers, but this project had to be done, and we're using the best tools we have for it.
Right.
They just happen to all be Stihl. Yeah, Stihl does provide attachments, tools, battery-powered tools mainly for our channel, and we appreciate that, but that's not the intent here.
I don't know how else we'd have gotten it done.
I guess a big old gas-powered chainsaw, and even on the little stuff, because a weed eater wouldn't have handled it. And,
No, a lot faster this way.
and no noise. It's lighter weight tools. You know, another little editorial. A lot of folks been talking about, we use some electric tools. In the previous episode we had a electric tractor that we showed from the Farm Progress Show.
Yeah.
We understand all the politics surrounding electric equipment and all that. We get that. I'm going to use electric tools when they're the best tools for the job, when they're the most efficient for me to do my job. And I have no problem demoing a tool to see if it's the best tool for the job. And that's what we're thinking about with the tractor. Now, for this stuff, I can't imagine anything better. We don't need a huge gas-powered chainsaw. And these batteries, well, we're on the first battery on every tool we've got in here. I guess it's 3 different tools we've used so far, other than manual labor.
Mighty Mouse coming in.
Mighty Mouse, okay.
Well,
it kind of is.
Yeah. Mighty Mouse.
I don't think we're trying to fool anyone. That's not a real strong motor.
No.
But it's about right for that length of bar, really. It seems like a pretty good balance.
Oh, I'd have a grand time at the house with this.
Yeah, well, we'll probably end up showing that. So tell them what'll be left.
Nothing.
That's how big I can cut.
Oh, well.
Right there. I mean, it's work to cut that, and I don't know if it's good for it, but that's how big I can cut.
What would you say that was, an inch?
At least an inch, probably about an inch. I'm going to talk about a negative for a moment, the way these switches work. You have to push this right here in addition to all these two for safety purposes. That's fine. I don't mind even 3 things for safety purposes. But this button here has 2 functions. If you hold it down, it switches the speed. There's 3 different speeds for this unit. And you push it and hold it, and it switches to the next speed eventually. There, I got it. Now, the problem is that since it's multifunction, sometimes when I push it just for the safety, just to get the thing to run, I end up switching the speed accidentally, and it becomes quite annoying. They've improved it some, I believe, from the first generation. We have this same mechanism on our blower, but I don't care for how this works. Maybe some of you guys understand it better. You have to push it, but you don't want to hold it if you're actually using it. So a quick push, and then the other 2, that gets it going. But sometimes it's hard to keep from holding it too long. How are you getting along?
Okay. I like the little one.
It's handy.
Yes.
I think we're probably going to need another battery. Having said that, we're still in the first battery. Let me make clear to everybody, all of this project so far, well, all of what we've done today here on video has been on one battery on every tool. We haven't changed any batteries yet. But we only have one battery for the little saw. That's how it comes. It comes in a nice package.
Container.
Yeah, a nice, I don't know, carton or whatever. And you only get this one battery. It's a pretty small battery, but how many dots does it have left on it? It's on the side of the saw.
3.
3 out of 4 it says.
Wow.
Okay, so I got a non-Stihl product, pitchfork.
Boy, that one tree getting it out of there helps.
Not very wide in here, is it?
Yeah.
Did you notice that when I went at it harder, kind of threw it at it, I could cut it better?
Yeah, I did notice that.
Well, that's about the size I'll avoid right there. That little autumn olive. I think we're about ready for your little buddy.
Yeah.
That little saw's got a shield on the top of it that I thought was going to be annoying, but it really hadn't turned out to be.
No, it's not at all.
Hadn't turned out to be very annoying at all. It is removable, obviously. You take a lot of risk by doing that, but it is removable. But I thought I'd try it first, see how bad it was.
No need.
It'll be fine now. Keep going, I got a hold of it. Now you're getting onto it. That was a good cut. Yeah, it is a big one. Okay, back off. Let's see if I can pull it. We worked probably 2.5 hours.
Went faster than I thought it would.
2.5 hours this morning. I worked maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half last night by myself.
Yeah.
Now I did charge the batteries after that first, but this morning we have not changed another battery. We have not changed any batteries. I've got 1 bar left on the AP300S battery on this Combi tool. The big chainsaw, it's still got all 4 bars. It really wasn't used very much at all. I call it the 12-inch.
This one has 1 bar left, but I use this one a lot.
Yeah, I noticed that you were using that even for the little brush. Like, I would have used this with the big spinner wheel here, but you were still using the
But it was in
saw.
there. I had it in my hand.
It was the handiest thing for you to use.
It was easy. It's
also
lightweight.
Yeah.
I love it. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah, again, we didn't intend this to be a Stihl commercial.
We didn't even intend to clean up in here until we got asked.
No, we got asked to do it, and I couldn't find any high schoolers to help.
Right.
So I begged Christy.
Hey,
Yeah.
do you mean you think I'm young?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm not sure if either of us were hardly young enough to do this, but it was probably good for us. Next step is to spray in here. Got another Stihl.
Something I've wanted for years that they came out with last year.
And maybe we'll show that in another episode, and And then I'm going to take the tractor and grapple and clean up all this around the edges. I still have behind the fence here. It'd be nice to get that. I'm not going to do that by hand. I'm going to see if I can get a tractor in there. I'll either take a mower, or I might even take that tree saw and see if I can get a little more in there. I don't know. It depends on how much time we have left. I hope you've enjoyed this. This is called Tractorless Time with Tim.
Sad.
Yeah, I think it's sad for all of us.
If you build a fence around a building, make sure it's big enough to get a tractor in.
And has lots of gates.
Yes. And don't put a bunch of metal and stuff around it.
Yeah.
There you go. All your problems solved.
Tractor advice from Christy.
I don't like manual labor.
I don't either. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim. You were right. Tractorless time.
Right. You just said it.
Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire.